the earth swallow them, their tents, and their families. Moses was leading God's people out of slavery in Egypt and into the land God promised them. After traveling through the desert for some time, people started to become ungrateful. They grumble about not having the food they used to have in Egypt. They complain about how hot and dry the desert was. They get impatient with how long the trip was taking. Eventually, they turn on Moses, the man God supposedly appointed to lead them. A man named Korah and 2 of his cronies incite the rebellion. It spread so far that they enticed 250 prominent Israelite men to join their side. Korah calls into question the worship rituals God has given his people and the position of leadership Moses holds. But Moses calls their bluff. He instructs Korah and all 250 of his followers to prepare themselves to appear before God the next morning. Moses' plan? Let God show who the chosen leader was. The morning comes. No sooner had Moses finished speaking the terms of the Who Does God Choose showdown when the ground opened up beneath Korah and his 2 main co-conspirators, swallowing them, their tents, and their families whole. The ground closes back up around them. Then God strikes down the 250 co-conspirators with fire. Then a plague breaks out, killing 14,000 people before Moses' brother Aaron steps in to stop it. The story of Korah teaches us many lessons. First, it reminds us that rebellion against God-appointed leaders is a sin. We need to be careful not to allow pride or jealousy to lead us into rebellion against those who are in authority over us. Second, the story of Korah reminds us that there are consequences for disobedience. God takes disobedience seriously, and he will not tolerate rebellion against his chosen leaders. Third, the story of Korah teaches us the importance of humility. Korah's rebellion was fueled by his pride and his desire for power and influence. We need to be careful not to allow our own desires for power and influence to lead us into disobedience. Finally, the story of Korah teaches us the importance of obedience to God's commands. We need to be willing to follow God's appointed leaders, even when we don't agree with them. We need to be willing to trust God and his plan for our lives, even when it doesn't make sense to us. In conclusion, the story of Korah is a powerful reminder of the importance of humility, obedience, and respect for God-appointed leaders. It teaches us to trust God's plan for our lives and to be willing to submit to those in authority over us. May we learn from this story and seek to live lives that honor God and his commands.
Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing and sharing with your loved ones.